Who here runs out of things to say from time to time in conversation? Could be with a stranger, could be with even a friend or a family member. Yeah? Okay. Should be most people, by the way. Years of coaching, it's usually most people. You might be better at it than most, but even some, they're like, I'm sitting with my mother and suddenly there's an awkward pause. Now you might have your go-tos, which are, the weather's pretty crazy, right? So some rain last night, this storm. It's realizing that, yes, content is important. Even in an event like this, content's important. If I were to just be like, blah, 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 you'd leave very fast. But content isn't all. Vibe is also important. In a way, vibe is even more important. So I'll introduce this topic, which I call the 4 layers of communication. If you think of in any interaction, there's always 4 layers going on. At a surface, there's what you say. That's layer number 1. And that's what everyone's so obsessed with. What's the perfect thing to say during a job interview? What's the perfect thing to say when meeting a stranger? What can I say? But although it might be the most popular layer, it's the least important. Layer number 2 is how you say it. So there's what you say and how you say it. There's what you say and how you say it. There's what you say and there's how you say it. There's what you say and there's how you there's how you say it. Yeah. There's how you say it and what do you say? Same words said very differently. You can also notice in the second layer how you say it. One, the pitch. This is a very simplified model, but quite important. Audits when you're talking is your voice going up at the end or down at the end. Up is never good. Why? Because it's not your natural way of speaking. Up is the people pleaser, try hard, fake front way of speaking. Oh, really? Oh, you came to the event? Oh, there's how you say and what you say it? How you say it? What? The weather, the storm goes up. It's fake. Would you ever talk like that when you're just feeling completely at ease with friends or family? Oh, really? Oh, you have a pen? What? That's so crazy. Literally the voice of fakeness. How do you talk when you're with your closest friends and family? Your voice goes down at the end. Now, not down in a negative way, like, hey, Dad. Yeah, no. Or, hey, man, or, hey, how's it go? Oh, you taking notes? No. But the way you naturally talk, even with a smile, you're like, hey, how's it going? Oh, cool. Hey, I'm Julien. Hey, how's the weather? It's going down. So that's one model, but instead of being so concerned with what you say, I'd be much more concerned with how you say it. Now, there's a third layer. That's your intention behind it. What you say, how you say it, your intention behind it. So let's take this idea. This is the land of frames, by the way. Let's take the idea of offering value versus taking value. Everyone hear of this? Offer value, don't take. Well, if I were to ask you, is asking someone a question offering value or taking value?
Both. Depends.
Who says taking value? Raise your hand. Really?
It depends.
Asking a question. Say you were to say hi to a stranger. I'm like, hey, go and ask them a question. Is that offering value or is it taking from them? Who says taking? Now, we always think if you're looking at it through the first layer or even the second layer, it could be taking. But what it really comes down to is the frame underneath it. Your intention behind it. So I can go up to someone and say I'm lost. I'm like, excuse me, where's the church? Where's the church? Hey, where's the church? I can even say, excuse me, where's the church? But if you sense I really need it, give me the answer, it's taking. But I can also ask the same question offering value. Hey, excuse me, where's the church? Good vibes. Where's the church? What time is it? What's your name? Do you know Julien?
Yes.
It's offering in the intention. That's the land of frames. The same as, I am good enough. Hey, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Hey, 2 plus 2 equals 4. I'm good enough. Intention. Even here speaking, it's like, one is, do you like me? That could be a frame, and that it impacts what I say and how I say it. The other one is, you love me. And then there's what I say and how I say it. Now, what you realize with these layers is that people are so obsessed with the surface ones because it's easy to see, easy to work on, but the deeper you go, the more powerful it is. Your intention behind it is much more powerful than how you say it, which is much more powerful than what you say. And then the fourth layer is your overall level of self-esteem. How confident are you with yourself? How grounded are you in yourself? You could also think in spiritual terms, are you low vibration, high vibration? The deeper you go in layers, the harder it is to fake. You can't fake your level of self-esteem. We call these honest signals. You can easily fake what you say. Harder to fake how you say it. Harder to fake your intention behind it. Harder to fake who you are. Get it? Now, understanding these layers, what does it mean? Knowing that the deeper, right, layer number 4 is more important than 3, 2, 1. It means that if you keep running out of things to say, you're just too focused on layer number 1. Am I saying things perfectly? Is the content right? Versus, well, let's be okay with even messing up how I say what I say. Like the content itself. Sorry, not how I say. Let's mess up what I'm saying so that I'm at least on top of how I'm saying it. Now notice even there, I made a mistake in the content. But in terms of how I explained that mistake, there was no shift in that. There was also no shift in the underlying frame and no shift in me saying, oh, my confidence is dropping. Oh no, did you notice the mistake I made in the content? So, step 1 is focus on the deeper layers. Surface layer, what you say does not matter as much as you think it does. Even in terms of humans, we are pre-verbal beings. When you're born, you don't know how to speak. You don't have a vocabulary. How do you learn? Through feeling. Emotional intelligence. Even rewind time back in cave, back in prehistoric dinosaur times, did they have a language? No. It's like, ha, ha, he, ha, 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 and you can communicate. Just through sounds. We're still very much in touch with that. And once more, that is where the honest communication, the stuff that's hard to fake, almost impossible to fake, is at. Just think too, if you were to hire someone in your life, like say there was a task that you had to hire someone for where if they messed it up, your life would just go down the drain. Would you hire someone just based on a resume, a written resume? Yes, no?
No.
Even if it's perfect? Okay, no. You'd want to meet the person. So what does that mean? The content isn't enough. When you meet the person, are you just going to focus on what they're saying? Hey, I'm a great person, I'm very responsible. Are you just going to take the words at face value? No, you're going to look at, well, what's just, how are they saying it? What's the vibe? Are there any red flags in terms of pre-verbal things? Stuff you can't even put into words. It's just something you feel, right? That's much more important. So take off the importance, and the less importance you place on layer number 1, the less you're going to overthink and get stifled, and the less you're going to run out of things to say. Get it? Now, on a deeper level too, it also means lowering the bar for what you have to say. And this is a bit counterintuitive. You might think that to present yourself in the most confident way, everything you say must be perfect. But if you actually accomplish that, it wouldn't be confident, it would be try hard. Get it? If I could just be cool and just be perfectly, do all the things the cool people do, then I'd be cool. No, you'd be try hard, because cool people don't think like that. Cool people aren't worried about being cool. Confident people aren't worried about being confident. They're actually so confident that they feel comfortable saying even dumb things. They get away with it. They break the rules of cool, which makes them cool. So in a conversation, if everything you're saying is perfect, what's the other person going to think? This is a little fake and try hard. This isn't natural. Wow, this person must really care about this conversation for bringing like just the perfect lines to the surface, as opposed to someone who's like, hey, I'm Julien, I like salad. What? Did you say I like salad? What? And the fact that I don't care and that I, again, lower the bar communicates actually value. Wow, he must be so comfortable with himself, he can say that. And then really let this one land with this lowering of the bar. What it means is that at any point in time, you have a million things you could say. None of you are completely enlightened. None of you are the Dalai Lama, where it's like, I ran out of things to say. I've been alive so many years and there's just nothing in here. No, there's always a little voice yapping about. You all have it. But what we do is with everything that pops up, we're like, is it good enough? Nah. And every now and then one thing just passes the surface. Lower the bar and just let it flow. The higher the bar, the more of a barrier there also is between you and others. Less connection. So lower it. Next time you run out of things to say, just say what's on your mind. Even if it is, hey, I ran out of things to say. What's so bad about saying that? Even if you're with a family member. At lunch with my parents, I don't know what to say. Mom, Dad, I ran out of things to say. So what? It's actually funny in a way too. You could actually laugh at it, which takes the pressure off of it. What if you were to just embrace and just own whatever is going through your mind, whatever you're feeling? Like say I came up here and for some reason I was just really anxious and I was just like, hey everyone, I'm just very anxious right now. And say I actually started breaking down in tears. It'd be pretty funny. It'd be pretty, if some of you might be like, oh no, but it'd make for some crazy story. You're like, I went to this event and the speaker just cried the whole time in front. Right? Now, if that were to happen on my end, that means there's more inner work to be done at home. But in the moment, I mean, what else can you do but just kind of embrace and laugh at the craziness of it all? And that too, stop trying to be so cool and embarrass yourself more. For real, one thing I firmly believe is that not enough people embarrass themselves. If you don't embarrass yourself, you're not taking big enough risks. You're not playing to win enough. You're playing too safe and you're too much of a people pleaser. Get embarrassed. If you don't have interesting stories in your life, same thing. Get embarrassed more. Those make for crazy good stories. No one wants someone where every interesting story they have is where they succeeded. Hey, do you want to know how I was cool yesterday? You can be like, okay. Do you want to know how I was cool the day before that? And the day before that? And how every day I'm so cool? You're like, oh, okay. Hey, do you want to know this crazy embarrassing thing that happened the other day? Oh yeah, give me that. It resonates. Okay? So, once more, lower the bar, put it out there, see what happens. You'll be surprised. And also notice what gets triggered within you in terms of resistance to doing this. Let go of that. And it will lead to a much more just pleasant way of being. By no bar, no filter, it will attract people you're truly meant to connect with. And ultimately, that's how you also find your tribe, as we talked about. If you keep putting out a fake front, how do you expect to attract authentic people you resonate with? You won't. You'll only attract people who resonate with that front. And one last thing, this also means if you decide to start being real and authentic right now, it's going to scare away some people in your life. They're not going to be cool about it. They're going to be like, wait, what? What is this? And what does that mean? It just means that they only resonated with you when you were fake. This is also called the destruction phase of transformation. It's not just peachy. It's not, hey, let's be authentic. Oh, it's so smooth. No, it's be authentic. Some people will be like, what is this? They'll judge, they'll get mad, and you might even lose people in your life, even close friends, maybe even in a relationship. That can happen. And that's where you have to also decide, well, how important am I to myself? How important is my own well-being? And although it might suck at the surface, and it's not black and white, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to cut them off completely, but yeah, it might change, the dynamics might change, the relationships might change. In the end, nothing out there, even a relationship, is worth compromising my own well-being and the relationship I have with myself. And I've talked about this in another event recently. There's this old but famous movie called The Dead Poets Society. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a very sad and in a way troubling movie with Robin Williams. And he's this unconventional teacher at this school. And I won't spoil it, but there is one of his students who wants to do theater. That's what just inspires him in an authentic way. But his parents, his father especially, isn't about that. And he keeps going back and forth between, I want to do it, but my dad. And there's this key moment where Robin Williams takes him and says, hey, when are you going to stop playing the role of the good son, of the dutiful son, just living again? You're playing this role of the good son for your father, and you're just going to be you. And it really speaks to you because you're like, well, where am I playing this role? Maybe you're playing, are you friends?
No.
No? Okay.
Strangers.
Strangers.
Yeah.
Did you talk a bit before?
Yeah.
Were you playing a role?
No.
No?
We're
Really?
both nervous.
Yeah, we were talking about our feelings right now.
Okay. Well, we might dive into this, but for everyone, audit. Are you being you or are you playing a role? Are you playing the good son, the good daughter, the good child role, the good sibling role, the good parent role, the good friend role, or are you being you? Drop the roles. You're not meant once more to act your way through life. You're meant to live your way through life. Okay?